In this demonstration, I'm going to discuss the Ladder Logic Editor preferences. So if we select Edit in Preferences, we see the editor preferences. And we'll take a few of these at a time. So the first one is the editor background color, which is currently yellow, which is this yellow that we see here. The comment font color is black, which is the when you have a comment like pump 1 start, it's the color of the text. And then select color is the color of this rectangle when the cell is selected. So let's change those up. Let's change this to aqua. We'll change this to let's say lime, and we'll change this to, let's say, red, and then see the changes. Yeah, this went to red, this went to aqua. And if we go back and turn on show register descriptions, we see this went to lime. Okay, let's go look at some other ones. We'll change those back to yellow. Okay, address font color is the color of the address, the coil or holding register and input register. Show register descriptions we've already discussed. Lock scroll on network move. So that we won't change because we already know what that is. Lock scroll on network move. Let's do that one. What that is so when you scroll between networks, it maintains the current row. So if you're on row 3 of network 1 and you scroll to network 2, it'll be at row 3. Otherwise, it would go back up to the top or row 0. So let's see what we do when we do that. So we're going to insert some networks. So now we've got a few networks, and I'm using Control up and down arrow to go between the networks. So now I'm on row 3. Let's go down to another row. So now I'm on row 7, and I'm going to select the next network, and as you see, it just changed to network 1, row 7. Next network, network 1, network 2, row 7. If I change this back to turn this off so it doesn't lock scroll on network move, and I select the previous network, so it goes to the top of the network, row 0, network 1. So it always goes to the top if that preference is not on. Always in edit mode we discussed in one of the first videos. Fixed vertical line is this line here that shows the cell borders. Fixed horizontal line is the horizontal line, and you can make that a different color. Let's set it to blue, and you'll see it turns blue. Back to Y. Instruction drag snap false. So let's look at it when it's false. When you drag an instruction, it just follows wherever the mouse goes. And when it's true, the instruction snaps to the row, cell, and column. When the display has the horizontal and vertical fixed lines, the snapping is, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But when you're not showing the vertical lines, snapping becomes a little bit more valuable. It's a little bit easier to see where it's going to be going when you let go of the mouse button. I prefer actually all of them. I find it a little bit easier to work with if it's always doing that snap right there. While it snapped to this column, outputs always go to the last visible column. So if we actually scroll over, we'll see that it's moving. That's really because this coil is actually in this last column over here. But we show this dotted line to show that there's a implied connection between this cell and this cell because this has to be in the last row, and it makes it easier to see rungs. Most rungs have less than 8, generally less than 8 used columns, so it just makes it easier to work with. And the comment font is just the font that you want to use for your show register description. And that's it for the editor preferences.